Hi, once again, I'm Butch Stearns here at the Activate Network Summit. I'm with Jerry Ray, who's the president and CEO of Synchrony. Jerry, welcome.
Welcome, thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Good to see you.
Tell us about Synchrony. Tell us about what you do.
Synchrony is a public affairs management consulting firm,
Okay.
which helps companies and organizations and perhaps even governments do what they do even better. And it's about linking up their constituencies. Every corporation and every nonprofit group and every government has a constituency. And so we're using social network techniques and tools to link those constituencies together. Politics is always been about networks. That's what it's about.
And you strike me as someone who's always been passionate about politics.
Yes.
How did you start Synchrony? When did you start it, and what was the passion behind it?
Well, I started a decade ago or more,
Yeah.
and it was crude. It was before we had all the tools we have today, but it was taking a look at an issue and the groups of people who were behind that issue and eyeballing them together into coalitions. And so we used those techniques, as crude as they were, to get things done that single individuals can't do alone. You can organize people to do something that onesies and twosies just can't do.
So this has got to be an exciting time for you. I don't want to put words in your mouth, because
yeah.
starting a decade ago, again, and in the last decade, with the emergence, the evolution of social media, of social networks,
right.
Both with businesses, clients, and both with employees within your, and from a political sense, lobbyists and everybody else that goes around with trying to have politics work.
Right.
For you, as somebody, and watch this evolve, you've got loyal clients, loyal associations, loyal representatives that you've worked with for over a decade now.
Right.
And you've learned, grown with them, haven't you?
That's right. We've taken it from the crude tools of long ago, the mid-1990s. That was an eon ago when you look at the technology and how far it's come.
Email marketing.
Email marketing.
Which isn't gone away. It's still effective.
No. But I can remember that we thought that was a pretty special deal.
Yeah.
When you could email somebody and they could email you back. And then we found out we could put several people on one email. And that was pretty amazing.
The CC and the BCC.
And the forward. Those were the big ones. But we have taken and used those tools. I'll give you an example of the way they can be used. In Northwest Florida, the panhandle of Florida, there was a large network of people formed probably 10 or 12 years ago that decided that they needed more connectivity to that region.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that they wanted to build was an international airport. International airports are not easy to build.
No.
You just don't say.
Since 9/11 too.
And since 9/11. So there was a network of people that stayed together for a decade. It started off with a core of about 25 or 30 people. Sometimes it grew to multiple hundreds of people in agencies. Sometimes it shrunk back, but it moved that process forward about the entitlement, the funding, and the building of a new airport that opened a year ago.
So we're here at the Activate Network Summit.
Right.
The theme of it all, the sort of DNA, what they preach, is harnessing the power of your employees and your best customers.
And your constituents.
Right.
See,
and
I take it on to that
That's
next
what I was going to
level.
get it to politics, is how it works. You gave us the example about the airport in Florida, but in politics and in an election year, again, it's an exciting time. It's an interesting time. I would say that if you're a politician and you don't understand how to harness that power, you're not going to get elected, re-elected,
That's
or
right.
whatever.
That power is going to overtake you, simply because it used to be that your constituency was all arranged in hierarchies, in silos, if you will. But now those silos have all come together, and they're all interconnected with each other. And so you see that happening literally almost every day in the news.
So how do you, I mean, it's pretty obvious to me in politics, if you're trying to be an elected official, to get those silos talking amongst each other, to make them advocates for you without you really being involved. Maybe you just start the brush fire. But that's easier said than done. How do you do that in politics?
And the nature of the relationship has changed. It used to be that a politician or any other speaker would speak to an audience.
Right.
The audience is now speaking back as much as you spoke to them, and so it is an orchestration
Well, and they're speaking to each other.
They're speaking
and
to
everybody
each
else
other.
is watching the conversation
Exactly.
and following what's going on.
And the listener becomes a speaker, and the reader becomes a writer,
Right.
and here we are with this television tool.
So
viewers become producers.
So to me, what's pretty cool is when here we are in Cambridge. Here we are in the thought capital of the world,
right.
and here we are where, America was founded. I mean, when you go back to our founding fathers and what democracy was all about, everybody really does have a voice now when it comes to social networks.
Absolutely.
And they have a lot of power with that voice that they may not have had only 10 years ago.
Even 5 years ago, that collective power is coming together, and you can see it sort of, it's manifesting itself in corporate reputations and in governments. Look at what happened in the Arab Spring. That process is all coming out of this social relationship on a massive scale that we see in the world today.
All right, Jerry, as we wrap this up, tell me about in your opinion, what's going to decide this election this year?
I think the decision is going to be about connectivity. How people in this world of connectivity, it's going to be which candidate can connect most with the American people. And connectivity will be the key.
Interesting. Jerry, nice to meet you.
Good to see you.
Continued success with Synchrony.
Thank you.
Jerry Ray, the president and CEO of Synchrony. We're here at the Activate Network Summit 2012.